All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am here today to talk a little bit about Chelsea. I have some opinions on Chelsea that I want to talk with you about. I feel very bad for anyone watching this video that is a Chelsea fan because you don't really deserve this right now. And it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. We're going to go over a lot of things about Chelsea today. I appreciate all you guys that have been showing love on this channel. I've been really enjoying the content that I've been posting everywhere recently. These have been a lot of fun to cook up, and I really enjoy talking about football, watching football, playing football. So it's very nice to give you guys some videos over here and funnel this content out to you. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting. And first of all, before we talk about Chelsea, Arsenal fans, congratulations. You have an incredible team this season. I know that you fell short against Bayern, but you're playing very well. This was a very impressive win to me. As a non-biased fan in this game, I don't support either team. I don't like Arsenal. I grew up watching Spurs. I just don't love Arsenal, but I respect Arsenal. I'm not like one of those football fans that's like toxic, and we watch starting 11 reels where they pick everyone in their team over the other team, and it's bad. I'm not one of those guys. Arsenal, this is a huge result for them because a lot of people walking away thinking City are going to run away with it. I will give City the benefit of the doubt, but City was only 1-0 with a last-minute goal against Chelsea in that cup. I'll give them the benefit. They played 120 minutes in a Champions League. They're still my pick to win, Man City, for the league, but don't get it mistaken. Wins like this, two historical, major, large clubs, and a 5-0 win, this will get into the minds a little bit. The other two teams, Liverpool, City, they will think about it, say, wow, Arsenal's killing it. They're putting the pressure on. So Arsenal's job, if you're an Arsenal fan rest of the season, win out. Win every game. You know what? You have no regrets. If you win every game and City wins every game, so be it. So be it. It happens, right? Go out there, win every game. And that's what they've done today. I didn't get to watch the first half. I was working on some content for the main channel. I got to watch the second half. I also just watched the Coppa Italia semifinal. Juve, lucky, very lucky Juve got a goal in the end because they almost choked. I was getting ready for that to go to extra time and then penalties. I was very excited to watch that. So we're going to talk a little bit about Chelsea today. Not a little, a lot. And if you're a Chelsea fan, I would like to know your opinion on what I'm talking about and what you agree with and what you don't agree with. So obviously today they've been dismantled by a very good team. Many of these Arsenal players will make the team of the season. They've had a great season, right? They've had a great season. Now they do have 2 games in hand on Man City, but the pressure, Arsenal are doing a job today by applying pressure. That is a massive W for Arsenal. But what we're going to talk about today, we're not here to talk about Arsenal. We are going to be talking about the state of Chelsea. And if you are a Chelsea fan, you have the right to be upset. You are sitting in 9th place. You do have 2 games in hand, which is something to consider. But it's looking like this season for Chelsea, at the absolute best, they will finish in 6th place. And I would be shocked if they did, because I probably see Newcastle and United finishing above Chelsea. I just don't see it for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea had a couple pretty good results, you know, going back in the last few weeks, right? And you know, the problem for me right now with Chelsea, they are ultra reliant on 1 or 2 players. They have a couple players in their team. They're mainly relying on Cole Palmer. Like, let's just say it how it is. Cole Palmer is dictating the entire offense for this team. And a lot of the play is going through Gusto. And you know, when we look at lineups and we look at Arsenal today, Arsenal-Chelsea today, both of them didn't play. Cucurella, 4.7. Enzo on a 4.5. Both fullbacks. It was a nightmare for this team today. Now, I'm not here to rip on Chelsea for the team today. I'm actually here to rip on someone that you might not expect. And we're going to be talking about Pochettino. Because I personally, I don't love Pochettino. I don't think Pochettino is the manager that's going to bring Chelsea trophies to glory. Let's take a little step back if you're a Chelsea fan. Or if you're not a Chelsea fan, I mean, Chelsea fans, you will know better than me. But even people watching this video that are curious, right? Chelsea is a beyond historic club. This is a massive, massive football club. This club won the Premier League with Conte in the 16-17 season, right? They won in 14 and 15 with Mourinho. They've won with Ancelotti, I believe, in 2009, 2010. This is an incredibly historic club. I mean, we're talking this club, you know, had 1 stinker of a season in 15-16. Right? And if you go besides that, before the 21-22 season, they only finished at the worst 6th, and then after that, 5th, and then 4th. And look how many first, second place finishes. I mean, look at this consistency. Chelsea was running the Premier League, or at least one of the top-tier giants, and they are far from that now, and there's a lot of problems here for me. Now, we look at this here, right? Tuchel won them the Champions League. All right, and they defeated Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, and when I show you guys the team difference that they won the Champions League with, you just go back just a few years ago, right? Tuchel won this Champions League. Yes, we could talk about Conte is great. We could talk about Thiago Silva as a leader. We could talk about how good Rudy is. We could talk about how good Mendy was that season. We could talk about Aspi, the captain. We could talk about all this. Let's say it how it is, right? Chelsea winning the Champions League this year, in my opinion, it was not down to talent. This was down to managing. And that's my problem with Chelsea currently. Tuchel is an amazing manager in the UCL, and he got this team over the finish line to beat Man City in this Champions League and do the business. And they didn't only beat Man City in the final on the way there. They done very well all the way there. So to go from that to where they are now, it's very disappointing. And Tuchel was, you know, in my eyes, it was very unfair that, like, the result of what had happened, what they'd started poorly, and they just sacked him. Okay, so Tuchel gets sacked in the beginning of the season. They bring in Lampard. They finish on 44. This season right now, they're just hanging on. They're just chilling right now at 47 points, right? So let's talk a little bit about Pochettino here. I want to talk to you guys because I pointed a couple things out. All right, Pochettino, let's talk about trophy-wise. How many trophies this guy has? All right? He's got the League One. He's got the French Cup, and he's got the French Super Cup, all right? Now, if you win a trophy in Europe, it's respectable. But I think we all know, for the team that he was managing and the players that he had, it really wasn't impressive, right? It really, really wasn't impressive. The fact that those are the trophies that he's got on his resume, I'm not really moved by it. And you know, we're going to talk a little bit about this. So this is what he has accomplished as a manager, right? And there's a lot of questions that have to be asked about him. Like today, he started with the 4-back. He goes to the 5-back when they're down. I'm like, usually that's something where you start with a 5-back or 3 and, you know, come in and tuck behind with the wings and you survive the early period and then you switch to a 4-back. I just don't understand some of the stuff he's doing. Now, he ends up leaving Spurs. They don't end up winning a trophy. I believe they won the Audi Cup trophy in some friendly preseason. So there was nothing there. Never really won anything other than that, right? Goes to the PSG, and to be honest, for Pochettino's market share, for his, by the way, let's not get it twisted with Spurs, right? Some of the players this guy had at Spurs, we're talking Kane, we're talking Sonny, we're talking like prime Dele Alli, right? We're talking Dembele, like they had ballers at Spurs. So don't get it twisted. Spurs used to be a lot better than they are right now. They're still okay right now. They're not bad, but I just don't really respect this guy much as a manager. I really don't. Like, even at PSG, yes, he goes 56, 13, and 15, right? And, you know, he ends up winning 3 total trophies. But are we really, like, respecting a league title at PSG or a French Cup when you manage PSG? It's one thing if you go win it with Marseille. It's one thing if you go win it with Lyon, right? Respectable clubs, but not nearly on the level of what PSG have been. And so then Chelsea hire him, right? And so, like, I don't really understand this guy. I don't really know what is his plan, and can you move forward with this? If we look at how he's fared against, in my opinion, the top managers, I think a lot of people would be really surprised by this. Pochettino has had 4 wins in 25 matches versus Pep. He's drawn 7 times and he's lost 14 times. Pellegrini, he's won 4 times, he's lost 10 times. Mourinho, he's won 4 out of 16 times. Emery, he's won 4 out of 14 times. He has faced off against Jurgen Klopp 14 times, and he's won once. One time he won. The only manager on here, he's got the two crazy managers he's got the win ratios against is Sean Burnley Ball and Mr. Howe, right? So against the top managers, the best ones in the world, Emery bringing Villa right now to glory, right? Mourinho has been everywhere, won millions of trophies, not millions, but you know what I mean, right? Pep, Jurgen, right? It's no good. It's no good, right? Besides Pochettino, it's not even just Pochettino. It's like everything that's going on at Chelsea. All of the players, they have signed so many players in the last 2 seasons. Now, the average age of the squad, it's not old and it's young, which is good because you hope that they would develop into this. But the problem is Chelsea have signed a lot of these players to like 5, 6, 7, 8-year contracts. And to be honest, a lot of the players don't look too good. Now, Enzo was bought for 121 mil. Now, Enzo is a fantastic player. But we look at some of these prices that Chelsea have paid for some of these players, and we definitely feel like the other club is laughing. Sterling from City getting 56 mil for Sterling is insane, right? When we take a look at it. Cucurella dropping a 4.7. Brighton are laughing that they got 65 mil for Cucurella. I'm sorry, right? And just a lot of these, Gusto ends up being one of their best signings, 30 mil, and he's 19. I mean, he's a promising player going forward, but there's a lot of these where, like, they've brought in so many freaking players, man. And it's going to be hard, It's like hard to build form. It's hard to build camaraderie when you have this going on, right? Now, they sold Timo for 20, and now, he's gone out and he's at Spurs. Jorginho for 11. I mean, Lukaku they went out, and then, that's the piece of business they had go out. Tony went on a free to Madrid. Christensen went on a free to Barca. I mean, these guys are playing in El Clásicos. They're playing in, UCL semifinals. Christensen, I believe, had a goal the other week. I mean, and what has Pochettino done, right? Pochettino for what he's brought in. I mean, look at the price tags of what they've spent here. I mean, again, like Caicedo, 116. Him and Enzo combined, they're like 230, bro. And Kunku, I mean, there's been injury problems there. We're still kind of waiting on him. If we look at it, like, Cole Palmer and Gusto are really the two that have come in and really been amazing, I think, personally, just from watching what I watch from Chelsea games. Cole Palmer has just been unreal. I mean, Jackson today was just like, I'm trying to give Jackson the benefit of the doubt because statistically he's actually doing okay this season, and he's still developing. He's 22. He's young. I don't understand the hate with him, but he does have to do better. I mean, the time is now. You got to put the ball in, man. Like, you've had a couple chances in the last, what we could say, 2-3 games that he should have done better, right? And, for me, like, are these windows even that crazy, right? I think Havertz for 75 mil is a good bit of business. I know he's been good for Arsenal this year, but I think it is a good bit of business. Mount, looking back, getting him out for 64 mil is a good bit of business. Kovacic is getting first team minutes with City. I think they could have used Koulibaly this season. I really do. Pulisic has gone to Milan and gone crazy. Loftus-Cheek was just put into a FIFA team of the season promo. I mean, some of the guys they have moved out. Lukaku was on the other week for a player that literally just won, was partaking in the game-winning play where Dybala ended up getting the finesse shot. So you just look at a lot of these players at where they went and, the business they've done. And, overall, let's call it how it is. Like, they have been spending so much, right? And so for you as a Chelsea fan to be sitting where you guys are in the table right now, it's unbelievable. I know it takes time to build a project, but I just don't know if Pochettino is going to be the one. I don't really feel like as a manager he has accomplished anything that's of, like, importance or value. We look at like I understand also Lampard, get him out, right? You don't see any really incredible results. I feel the same way with Pochettino, and the whole, that's where we get back to this Tuchel thing. Like, Tuchel is playing not the best in the Bundesliga, right? Leverkusen are killing it, but he's got them in a UCL semifinal. I mean, he's got them playing major matches. So we look back at that now and we're like, damn, I don't know. I just don't, personally, guys, I feel like they have to move on from Pochettino, whether they want to finish. I feel like you finish the season and you look for someone else. I don't know. The problem is I don't know who that person is, but I think it's time to move on. I mean, the inconsistency in this team, the lack of a tactical idea of what's going on when you watch Chelsea, and just the genuine banter fest you see. I just don't know if Pochettino is going to be the guy that's going to get you back to, let's be honest, right? 2 years ago where you're playing in a Champions League match, and I already showed the lineup, right? With this lineup, you can see it you can actually see, I mean, those are the subs. With this lineup in a Champions League match and competing with Manchester City like this. Crazy. More shot attempts, more on target, defensive masterclass. What is going to get Chelsea back to this position? I don't know, but the overall plan and what they're doing here, it's horrendous. I mean, Arsenal, I saw a stat today about how Chelsea, I think, would have to get an 8-0 win in the last 6 matches to catch up to Arsenal's goal difference that Arsenal has this season. And that just shows you how much better of a season Arsenal are having. So, Chelsea fans, what's it going to be? What do you guys think? I think it's time to move on from Pochettino. I was really thinking about this watching the match today. I just don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to get you to where you were even 2 seasons ago. Let's be real. 2 seasons ago, it was looking a lot better. And it's just not looking good. The defense, for me, the defense is such an issue right now with Chelsea. The defense is a nightmare. They are conceding way too many goals. We're talking about Chelsea, usually, historically, one of the best defensive teams in the Prem. 57 goals in 32 games this season in the league. I mean, that is crazy to me. What do you guys think? What is everybody saying? Clocking out. Peace.